Thank you for holding, everybody. We're now joined with Willie Fritz, the head coach of Georgia Southern. If you have a question for Coach Fritz, please dial *1 on your phone at this time. Again, *1 to get your questions in the queue. Coach Fritz, while waiting for that, would you mind starting us off with a opening statement?
Well, I thought we had a good spring practices. We had the 15. We had a little bit of weather that we had to battle, and ended up doing one practice after the spring game on Saturday, April 18th. But it was good. A lot of young guys are vying for starting spots or backup positions. Got quite a few veterans that are returning, and we stayed relatively healthy. So we were very happy with the progress we made during the spring.
Thank you, Coach. Our first questions come from Statesboro, Georgia. Caller, please identify yourself and go ahead.
Coach, this is Mike Anthony with the Statesboro Herald. I know a lot of people being replaced on the offensive line from last season. Did you notice any similarities last season coming in and teaching a veteran line a new blocking scheme with this year, having some new guys to throw into the mix, into the scheme that they've had a year to kind of get settled into?
Yeah, there was a lot of carryover for what we did in the last spring and this fall. And we've got some guys who've got some starting experience. Darian Foreman started all of our ball games last year and started some the year before that as well. Maurice Hunt has started a few games. Andy Kwan has got quite a bit of experience. Tommy Boynton probably played 100, 150 snaps yet last year for us. But the rest of the guys don't have a whole lot of experience. Roscoe Bird is a transfer from University of Alabama, Birmingham, was a second-team All-Conference USA performer. Max Magana, we got from a junior college out in California. And then, we got some freshmen that we think are going to have the opportunity to play as well. So it's, it's a work in progress, but I like the improvement that we made during the spring with our offensive line.
And Coach, also to the defensive secondary, it looked like the top of the depth chart played pretty well in the spring. You've got 5 or 6 guys coming in from the recruiting class. Where do you see them fitting in when fall practice begins?
Yeah, we've got some really good players coming back. Matt Thompson was an all-conference guy. Antonio Glover, I believe, started all 12 ball games last year for us. Robert Bryce has played a lot of football here. Tate Hicklin's played a lot of football here. And there's a corner position, DJ Jones. He probably started 10, 11 games last year and started a lot of games here at Georgia Southern. Probably started 10 the year before that. Darius White was redshirted last year, and Caleb Williams played a lot. The young guys that we signed in the secondary, we feel like that's the position probably that we did the best at. We've got, I think, 5 or 6 guys that have an opportunity to play for us, and we'll get them in there in the summer and get them a little acclimated to Georgia Southern, and then we're going to give them every opportunity during preseason camp to see if they're ready to play Division I football as a true freshman. So we're very excited about that area as far as our incoming freshmen.
And Coach, any units that really stood out to you that you thought might have a ways to go during the spring that ended up a little bit ahead of the curve?
No, it kind of played out the way I thought it was going to play out. We just some incoming freshmen, some redshirt freshmen, some guys that maybe were sophomores that played a little bit last season. Really, I think showed that they're going to be able to be frontline players for us. So, there wasn't anything that really surprised me a whole lot.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next questions come from Monroe, Louisiana. Caller, please identify yourself and go ahead.
Hey, Coach Fritz, this is Adam Hunsucker from the Monroe News Star over here in Louisiana. How are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. Well, I was curious about having talked to Todd Berry multiple times on, on kind of the blueprint that's out there for success in this league. And, the thing he comes back to all the time is, having, veteran redshirt talent and staying relatively injury-free. Now, on your front, you guys came into the conference in year one and won the thing, which, was very impressive. But as you settle into being an FBS program, what are some of the transitions you're going to have to make that, obviously are some avenues that aren't available to you now like there would have been on the FBS level?
I just think recruiting is just so different at this level compared to 1AA football. I mean, there's just no comparison at all. It's year-round. We have someone up here visiting almost every day, unofficially. So that's the big difference. We got to get bigger. We got to get longer. We got to get faster. You got to extend offers out there a little bit earlier. So you got to really do a good job with your, a thorough investigation of what you're looking for and do they fit into your program. I think Todd's right. We did a good job of staying, relatively injury-free. We had a few guys that were unable to play last season and also weren't able to go through spring football for us. But that's a big part of it. You get out there in spring ball, and football is a tough sport. You want to go out there and be physical and get after it, but you also want to make sure that the guys, are ready to answer the bell when fall camp rolls around. You get a guy that gets a serious injury during spring football, and he's really lost for the season for you. So you got to balance those two things, and we try to do a good job of that here. There's a few guys that they didn't scrimmage at all for us this spring, as far as tackling to the ground. I've seen what they've done, and they've got a lot of experience, and it would really hurt us if they got injured. So you got to balance, the work that you do with also keeping your guys healthy.
Right. Is kind of the transfer avenue for picking up players that that are coming down a level that you see on the FCS level. Is that another thing you guys are going to have to adjust as you move forward as an FBS program?
Yeah, I think that's very important. We didn't really have very many of those guys this last year. We probably, I think they kind of stayed away from that before I got here. And really the only guy we had was Saving Upshaw, and he had a city here because they ended up, from this past season, they ended up in 2013 declaring that we were an FBS school. Couldn't immediately have a guy eligible. So, we kind of stayed away from that the last couple of years. I know that a lot of FCS schools, that's kind of their blueprint, is they bring in, transfer guys from Division I level. And obviously when, you're an FBS school, that guy's got a city here. So we're trying to stay away from that as much as possible.
Right. Now, you had a good thing going at your previous stop as well. And, one thing when you're making this transition to the FBS level, a lot of it, facilities and things like that come way into more play. But just seeing the commitment that Georgia Southern as a university had made to football as far as, the new athletic facilities you guys have there in the end zone and everything, did that make this job more attractive to you?
Yeah, totally. As you said before, I had a great job where I was at St. Houston. The big draw for me was the chance to coach at the highest level of collegiate football, and then also the opportunity to build something special here at Georgia Southern. And with the facilities, you got a chance. We've got a great location to recruit, without question. We've got a beautiful campus, but putting the added deck to the stadium, increasing our seating capacity, and then this fantastic facility that we're in here at the stadium, gives us an opportunity to recruit, for, I guess, really anybody. So that was obviously a big draw for me.
I really appreciate the conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you, Coach. That's all the time we have for today. We do appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.